Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Greetings, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to my new Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast series. We have been overwhelmed with the responses that people have shared from listening to these messages on my SiriusXM show over the years. Those listeners, and they're sharing my show with their network, telling people about it, telling their family members, their friends, and their coworkers about this show and the impact it's having on their lives. That's the main reason that this show is now #1 for self-help in America, and I'm very grateful. Yet, we realize that many people do not have satellite radio and therefore could not experience for themselves the message. They could not get it for themselves. So we are now sharing these messages with everyone via this new podcast. Enjoy it and share it with your network. And let's help even more people to do more, be more, and achieve more. Tell everybody so that they can live a Wealthy Ways life as well. Welcome to the new Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. And remember, your best is yet to come.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Well, everybody, it's an incredible day, and I am excited about being here with you. This is Willie Jolley, and you know I always start the same way. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but an eternity is in it. And this minute you're going to be listening to this show is going to have an impact on your thinking, on your future, and on your finances. I'm telling you, folks, this is going to be an incredible show. Well, you know, I always take a moment at the beginning of every show to give God glory, to thank God for life and strength and health. I give God glory and thank him for what he has done in my life, not just this radio show or speaking or the books or television, but just life and strength and health. You know, we say it over and over again. I want you to hear it. God's gift to us is life. Our gift to God is what we do with our lives. So I encourage you to live your life to the fullest. Full out. I mean, I love the quote by my friend Les Brown. He says, live full, die empty. Full out so that when you leave here, you have nothing left over and you have put it all out on the field. Well, today's show is a show I've been waiting for many years because the guest is a dear friend of mine and one of the greatest success minds in the world, a wealth builder extraordinaire, a sales and selling expert who has sold and made millions of dollars. He's a successful businessman, entrepreneur, who started his company called GoCo Management as a boutique management company in 1990. with expertise in the area of publishing, managing professional speakers, of which I am one, organizing events. And he and his wife and business partner, Kathy, have created a successful business. Now, this gentleman, his name is Greg Owen. He made his career and his success in financial planning and life insurance, and having qualified for the $1 Million Roundtable for 23 consecutive years. That's the top of the insurance business. And he was the top of the top because they have a thing called Top of the Table that put him in the top 1% of sales of people in the world for his industry. He's created a massive success, a wealth builder extraordinaire, not just in sales of insurance, but also in success products. Now, how I met him, by the way, the reason I've been waiting for years to get him on the air, because he doesn't live in America. He lives in Australia. And he is only here in America for a few days, bringing his son to Stanford University. And I was with him last week at the $1 Million Roundtable, where he got me on the main stage. He was able to present me and sell me to them. And I spoke at the $1 Million Roundtable. I encourage you all to go to my website, williejolly.com, and see the quote and the clips from the $1 Million Roundtable speech. It is one of my best presentations I think I've ever made. And Greg was responsible for that. And he has brought me to Australia many times for different events and different groups. And he is here in America, as I said, taking his son to school. And I said, wow, why are you here? I got to get you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to have my dear friend, a success coach, success thinker, and an entrepreneur extraordinaire, Greg Owen. Greg, are you there?
I am, Willie. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, man, it's good to have you. As I like to say, good day, mate. Well, Greg, I gave the quick snapshot of your life and what you've done. Is there something I left out you want to fill in? You could do it right now before we get into this cycle of success and how people can become more successful.
Well, no, you did a pretty good job there, Willie, and I must say I like that quote from Les Brown that you said, don't leave much inside. There was a rugby league, which is a football coach in Australia, wrote a book recently, and he said, don't die with the music inside you.
Absolutely.
And, it made me think of that straight away, which is so important. And I think that's the most... I've enjoyed the last 20 years, not just in insurance and financial services, but working with motivational speakers and great presenters. I've worked with the Mark Victor Hansons and the Brian Tracys and many, many others, and the Willie Jolleys. And what I love is the way that these people can change people's lives, and I just love watching the way that they put personal development into people's lives. It's wonderful. Willie, I don't know if your listeners know this fully, because that you are an outstanding speaker, and I don't know if you've got that message through to them as clearly as I'm saying it here, but if they have not heard you speak, they must go to your website. I know you have not asked me to say this, and I know you'll be probably telling me not to say it, but they must go and hear you speaking at the $1 Million Roundtable, which is considered the best of the best. If you're a speaker and you've spoken at the MDRT meeting, you were considered one of the greats of the speaking industry in the world, and you had one of the premier spots, and you hit it out of the park. And so I would encourage anybody to go and hear that small clip. How long does that clip go for?
It's a couple minutes long, and testimonials from people preceded. But thank you, Greg, for saying that. It has become one of the highlights of my speaking career. And I think you and I both have known offline, we've had so many calls from people in the insurance industry who are now saying, wow, that was just one of the best we've heard in 30 years. So I'm grateful for your getting me there and inviting me to be there. Let's talk about this cycle of success. And you've been very successful as a salesperson. And I tell people, when you're not around, you're probably the best salesperson I've ever met. And you have a system and a strategy and a technique that's unique and innovative. And I want people to learn how they can sell more. Because let me say to everybody, first of all, some people say, well, I'm not a salesperson. No, you just don't know you're a salesperson. And the great success people in America, in the world, sell. They sell something. And the wealthiest people always sell something, and they're good at it. Yes, and so Let's talk about how to help people. And let me say this first. If people are afraid of selling, understand that the best preachers sell religion, the best teachers sell education, and the best mates sell their values on their husband or wife or their children, and the best parents sell their values on their children. So we all sell, and the more you can do it effectively, the more success you'll have.
I agree, and everybody is selling, and everybody needs to understand they're selling something in some way, and maybe one day they've got to be selling themselves to get a higher wage or salary. So never underestimate that we're all got to be selling who we are and what we do, because if you don't explain clearly what you think, nobody's going to run it and do it for you. Not all the time. You've got to be in there, making your own pitch. So we're all salesmen, but we all just don't know it. Willie, I realize in my career, because I am not a speaker like you, I don't present on stage, it's not my passion. I love selling, I love presenting to a number of people, one or two or even 10. But being on stage doesn't float my boat. Not that I'm scared to be on stage, it doesn't do it for me, but I love the thrill of the selling, especially one-on-one or myself to two other people, where I'm trying to share with them, what I'm trying to sell. Now, I say it as bluntly as that because sometimes you don't have to say, I'm trying to sell you something. You don't do that. But I realized many years ago that there's actually a cycle of a sale that I analyzed it, which I do with too many things in my life, but I analyzed that there actually is a power, and the power in the sale happens at a specific time. And once you realize, when the light goes on and you realize that, hey, that's where somebody either realizes that they need you or need your services or need the services of the person you're selling, the light goes on. In fact, I had a fellow, I've got a series, a DVD series in this called The Cycle of Success, and I had a gentleman in Germany who had bought my series and had watched it. And then he said that one day the light went on and he got what I was trying to say, and he sat up in bed and he said, I've got it. At any rate, he rang my office from Germany to Australia. It was about 7 o'clock at night in Australia, and I happened to be at the office. And he ran the office. He got it from the website. I answered the phone, and he said, I just wanted to ring you to say that it took me a while, but what you were trying to say, I got it. It took me about 2 or 3 weeks, but I got it. So I'm going to run through a cycle, and people will eventually get it. It just takes a little bit of time. You won't get it straight away, okay?
Absolutely. And we're going to take about a minute before we take a break, so give us the first part of it, and then we're going to come back, folks. Y'all can't leave because we got more for you. Go ahead, Greg. Let's start with the cycle of success, how to create great sales in your life to create great wealth in your life.
That's right. Now, Willie, have you got a bit of paper in front of you?
I do.
Okay, I want you to draw a circle, and if anybody's listening, draw a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put some lines through the middle of that circle and cut it into quarters.
All right.
Okay, you got that?
Got it.
Now, down the bottom left-hand side, I want you to put going 1, 2, 3, 4 in clockwise.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 is in the bottom left corner,
Yep.
2 is the top left,
Yep.
3 is the top right, and 4 is the bottom right.
Perfect. Okay, then I want you to put in the first box, or in the first little quarter, R and R.
R and R.
That's R and R.
Okay.
Then the next one, put N and D, N/D or ND.
And D, okay.
And then the third one, put S.
S.
And then the last one, put C.
C. All right. R and R, N/D, S, and C.
That's it.
All right, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Greg Owen. This is Willie Jolley across America, around the world now. We're sharing a message to help you live better, have greater wealth, and have greater success in every part of your life. You're listening to the Willie Jolley Show, and for sure, and I know for sure, without a question in my world, that the best is yet to come. Oh, I know it's true. The best is yet to come, so don't you go. And the best is yet to come.
You can call me. If you need me,
this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and if you're enjoying this information you're hearing on this podcast, I want to invite you to get even more great information on my new free gift page on my website. Go to wjspeaks.com and hit the All Access badge. On that page, you will find information and resources specifically designed to help you to have greater success. Free ebooks, music, all sorts of interesting and informational interviews for my XM show. I'm telling you, this is a great page. And why do I do it? Because I've learned that the more we give, the more we get. And the more we help other people to grow and go to the next level, the more we receive in our business. So we want to help you. Tell your friends about it. Go to Facebook and get my information. Go to my website, get my free resources, and get on wjspeaks.com and hit that All Access badge. It looks like a backstage pass. Click it. You'll get behind the scenes information to the special page to help you grow. All we want in return, all we ask is that you pass it on, because the more you give, the more you get. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day. One 8-letter word that has such a big impact on your success or your failure.
And we're back. This is Willie Jolley around the world and across America. Well, I've got one of my dear friends from Australia. He's a dear friend, but he lives in Australia. His name is Greg Owen. He's one of the best salespeople and wealth-building experts I have ever met. We've been all over the world, literally. We've been together and all across America with events that I have done that he has set up. And he lives in Australia, but he sets them up from there. But we've also been in Australia, all over Australia and New Zealand. And we've been just having a great time helping people to live better lives. And I wanted him to share with you how you can do more, be more, achieve more, and have greater success. He's told us about his strategy. It's called the cycle of success. And this cycles of success, he has told us to start with a circle. Just make a big circle, cut it in quarters. In the first bottom left quarter, put 1 and then R and R. And the one above that, put 2, N/D. And the one across from that, top right, 3, and put an S. And then the one at the bottom right, put a 4 and a C. And is that correct? Is that correct, Greg?
That's good. That's exactly right. And maybe I probably should have said you can put the 1 outside the quarter or inside the quarter. Doesn't matter. But
all right.
I'm trying to show you a process.
All right, good.
Okay. Now, back to quarter number 1, which got R and R. I guess you're going to wonder what R and R stands for. Well, let me tell you. It stands for, and I want you to write this in there, underneath the R and R, relax and relate.
Relax and relate.
Relate.
All right.
Then go up to number 2 and write in need and disturb.
Need and disturb.
Disturb. Then S stands for solution.
S stands for solution.
And C stands for close.
C stands for close. All right. All right.
All right. Now we've got all that. Now, Willie, I just realised that my Australian accent, I better speak slower because as I've travelled around America, every time I walk up and I ask for something, they look at me like the dog that tilts its head when you said something and has no idea what you're talking about.
I understand, mate.
We all speak English, but for some reason, whatever I'm saying and whatever they're hearing is not the same thing.
Well, you know, when I'm over there, I say, you folks talk funny. And when you over here, you say, us folks talk funny.
Well, because, since I was a child, we've had television from America, so we understand you pretty clearly. But, of course, you don't get too many Australian TV shows, so you don't get to hear our accent. But I've noticed that once people get a hang of my accent, they're fine. I mean, you've never had a problem, but some people absolutely have a problem. So I'll try and go a bit slower.
All right.
Now, R&R stands for relax and relate.
All right.
Number one, when you go and visit anybody or somebody's with you, let me tell you something, Willie. If people don't like you, quite often they don't buy from you.
Right.
It is absolutely important. Now, how do you get people to like you? Well, some people have a natural charm and charisma. Other people have to work hard at it. Most people have to work at it.
Mm-hmm.
But that relax and relate. So I'm going to use the illustration if I'm selling insurance and I'm meeting clients for the first time. Let me tell you that the moment they come to my office or I go to their home or I meet them at their business, the number one thing you must do is to spend time. How do you do that? It's very easy. You ask questions about them. You become a good listener. And you talk about their life in general or their business in general.
Mm.
You don't talk about yourself. You talk about them.
Mm.
Because guess what? You know, people's number one subject is about themselves.
Right.
And learn people's names and get it right. Because a person's name is the most beautiful sound in the world. So you must work very hard and relax and relate.
Absolutely.
Number two.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be backing up a few times, so I'll just go around first of all. Number two, N and D.
Okay.
That's the word need and the word disturb. Now, somebody from America told me that word disturb didn't quite have the same meaning as Australia, so I'll try and get that across to you in my own way. But it's called need and disturb. Then S stands for solution. Obviously, that's your product or the service that you're selling. And C stands for close.
Okay.
Okay? Let's go back to number one. Here's one of the biggest problems that people do every time they sell. They are amazing. And they make the mistake. And I can see it because I watch people sell. When I watch people try and sell to me, I'm always listening for it. Number one, they quite often do an average job at getting the person to be relaxed and relate and comfortable in their presence.
Mm.
But it's so important. And then, straight away, they want to shoot the box number 3 and talk about their product.
Mm.
They just want to talk about how fantastic their product is. But the reality is, most people don't care.
Right.
They're not interested. And this is why people miss the power in the sales cycle. The reality is, I'll use insurance as an illustration. Number one, you get people to like you and relate to you. How do you do it? Very simple. You talk about them. Number two, need and disturb. Here's where the power is, Willie. You've got to explain to people why they need your product.
Mm.
Don't even talk about the product. In my case, I might have been there selling the Prudential insurance policies. I never talk about Prudential. I never talk about insurance. I never talk. But I might do this, and I'll give you an illustration. Willie, imagine I was with you. I'm going to say, and you're happy that, and a lot of people say, how long do we stay in the relax and the relate? Willie, you know how long you stay in there? As long as it takes.
Mm.
Because if you don't get the first one right, people won't buy. I had a quick conversation with your dear wife about this the other day, and she said to me, you're right. If I don't like them, I normally don't want to buy from them.
Absolutely. She won't either.
But in my case, selling insurance to husband and wives, I've got to make sure I get that part right. Now, number two, need and disturb. Willie, I'll give you an illustration. This is when I start to go into power stories, where everybody's product, it doesn't matter if you sell real estate, motor cars, vacuum cleaners, computers, there's got to be a story that will have people realizing they need your product. In my case, imagine I said to you, Willie, you have a business, you have 4 staff, you have heaps of overheads, big overdraft, mortgages left, right, and centre, 3 cars, and you were the man that made all the decisions, and without you turning up 7 days a week, thinking 24/7, the business doesn't operate. And I was to say, Willie, we just had some bad news. You cannot go to that office for 9 months. You cannot pick the phone up. In fact, you're so unwell you can't even walk to the letterbox. What would happen to your business, Willie?
Oh, man, it would be messed up. It would be out of business.
Would it worry you?
It would worry me, overwhelmingly worry me.
What would be the consequences, Willie?
Well, the consequences would be we might be out of business. My people would be, and not just my company, but the people who work for me. They have children and they have families and they have all of that. This could be bad for the people who work for me.
Willie, if I could show you a way for a small cost, which is tax deductible, to protect everything about your company and your family, would you be interested if I just share a bit of information about that?
Oh, I'd love to hear some information about it. Yeah, I'd like to hear it now. I don't know if I'm going to buy it, but I might like it.
That's okay. You don't have to buy it because everybody needs to have everything fine-tuned to make sure it fits their needs, and I'm happy to do that. Are you happy me to show you that information?
Yeah, why don't you show me that?
Now, do you notice you don't even know it was Prudential at that point, did you?
No.
But I've got you thinking that if you were so unwell, you couldn't even get to the letterbox.
Wow.
All of a sudden you go, whoa, I've got a problem here.
Right.
Now, that is called disturbing. Does that word relate to America?
Yes, and it does relate, because we talk about disturb as a negative. What this does is make you uncomfortable, makes you, it challenges your comfortability. That's really what
that might be I appreciate it. In Australia, we just say, it disturbs me. In other words, I'm not happy that this, but I like this. That like the way you put it. And so, you've got to make your customer feel uncomfortable, out of their comfort zone.
Right.
That if they don't carry this protection, they've got a problem.
Right.
And at that point, you then talk about the solution, and that's where you've got to know your own products.
Okay.
And if you get it that way, if you think, before I ever go, if I was selling a speaker or a program or insurance, I would always say to myself, what would it take for me to be able to sell that speaker, or for me to sell that insurance policy to that person? You've got to do a bit of thinking. You've got to do a little bit of homework and say, what do I need to do to drag that person's thoughts into that area? Now, let me go back to the solution. Now, you got the solution. That's the easy part. But you realize something. Let me tell you something that's so incredible here, Willie. By me, I now got you liking me a little bit because, you didn't know me before. I have put you in the out of your comfort zone where you can see the need for the product. And then as I'm sharing with you our product, giving you options of quite an expensive to inexpensive, you've now come to really appreciate that I've done. Do you realize what happens? If you do the first 3 right, you don't need to be a good closer.
That's right. Absolutely.
There is no close.
Because the close is already built in.
Willie, you couldn't have said it any better.
Wow.
Somebody used to say to me, you must be a great closer, Greg. You made top of the table, top 1% in the world in sales. And I used to say, I didn't close.
They were asking you, how can I get this?
Yes.
And that is, folks, what we all want in sales. What we want is exactly what Greg just said. We want to position it so that we don't have to ask people, that they are saying, what does it take for me to get you to do what you just showed me? What can I do to get that? How do I get that kind of security, that kind of blessing, that kind of activity? Look, we're going to take a quick pause. We're going to be right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to The Wealthy Ways with Willie Jolley.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and for years I've told people that in order to have a greater life, it starts by having greater individual days. If you have a great day and you repeat that great day 7 times, you've had a great week. And you repeat that week 4 times, you've had a greater month. And then repeat that month 12 times, you've had a greater year, and you're on your way to a greater life. And it starts with that individual day. I recommend you start each day with something powerful. I call it the pure, the powerful, and the positive. Rather than starting your day with bad news, how many people got killed or how many children got snatched or how many fires there were, I recommend you start your day with something to inspire and empower and encourage you to make this day a great day. We're excited to announce the start of Jolley TV on my Facebook page. Go to Willie Jolley, Willie.Jolley on Facebook. Just go to Willie.Jolley on Facebook and get ready for a great day and a great life. Have a great day on purpose.
And we're back with Greg Owen from Australia. Well, he actually is in America today, and I'm thankful because it's hard to call Australia because they have 12 hours, 14 hours difference. What is it, 14 hours, Greg?
Yeah, I think 14, 15 hours.
Yeah, so when he calls me in the evening, it's early in the morning and it's late at night here. We wouldn't be in the studio here at this point. Okay, so we're talking about this sales cycle because this is powerful, folks. Let me say this to everybody. You know, I always pull out pearls of the conversation, and these are powerful. For those just joining us who might have just joined in the middle, that we've been talking with Greg Owen, who's one of the top salespeople in the world, top 1% in the world in his industry, and he has a system that will help you sell whatever you're trying to sell, and everybody should be selling something. The wealthiest people in the world are selling something, an idea, a thought, a concept, a value system, something that they are encouraging. As my friend Nito Cobain says, you're not selling all the time. What you're doing is persuading and influencing people to see your way. And that is what we want people to do. You've got to sell your ideas to your children, to your partners in business or in life. And you want to be able to sell them more effectively. So he has given us a circle. In the circle, there's a 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is at the bottom left. 2 is above that, 3 is the top right, and 4 is the bottom right. In that is R&D, relax and relate. If people don't like you, they usually won't buy from you. And how long does it take to get to this system and this section covered? As long as it takes. You know, you don't always start talking about yourself. You talk about them. What are their backgrounds? Use their name. They love to hear their name said correctly. Find out about their family. Just ask questions and let them talk about themselves. And learn as much as you can. Now, above that is need and disturb. And the question for need and disturb is, we say it in America, maybe challenge their comfortability. And the way to do that is we talk about the need. We know that everybody has a need. What is the need? And tell a story. There's a great book I've had on my show before. Peter Guber has a book called Tell to Win, where he says that he has had success as a movie producer and a music producer and a very successful Hollywood success story. He and Magic Johnson just bought the Dodgers. He said the secret to his success is he always tells stories. He tells stories, and that is how he gets people to see his point of view. So tell to win, and the way to do that, the need to disturb, is tell some great stories, which Greg said, set a scenario. How would this be? How would this look? So tell some stories. 3, though, is you need to talk about the solution, whatever the solution may be. And for Greg, it was Prudential Insurance. And he would tell people after they found that there was a need, well, I have a solution. And if he gives the first 3, point 4, the close, it's done. They're asking you, before you even finish, Greg, they probably be asking you all the time, hey, how can I get this? Where can I sign? Where can I give you some money?
Yes, it is all that, Willie. You did very good there, the way you did an overview, considering you haven't heard this subject ever before. That was very good.
Well, I love this.
But look, Willie, I always kept in my pocket the slam dunk that just never misses a sale. And everything's about timing, and you've got to sort of, and as you get better as a salesman, you learn your timing gets better, when to say the right thing and when to make people laugh. And I did have the ability to, be humorous in my own way. I have a very dry humor, but I can make people laugh in a dry way. And I think that's important, to bring the fact that you have humor, and that you're a real person, and you're prepared to listen. And always remember, Willie, that the customer's always right. And when because people often ask questions from ignorance, and they don't mean to be ignorant, they just are ignorant because they don't understand the subject. And so you don't put them down for asking the question. You always say, look, that's an interesting question, or that's a fair question, coming from where they are. And so you don't reply to people. So I'm giving you some little tips as to how to be a salesman and how to handle yourself. I think if people are ever with me, people ask me a question, they'll notice that I don't put people down for asking a question. I've taught myself to make sure that even though it's the most stupid question, of course, unless it's you, Willie, asking me a silly question, then I normally do have a go at you. Like I say, what were you thinking? But that's only because I've earned the right to do that with you and be a friend.
Right.
But when it's new people, I don't put people down for asking a question. And quite often, you hear people that are selling something and somebody asks a question and they make you feel uncomfortable for asking the question. I mean, are they stupid? That's not the way you build rapport with people. The customer's always right. What that means is, it doesn't mean that the customer's always right. It means that your response has to be like the customer's always right, but you then explain to them in a nice, clear, sensible way what the real answer is, and they will accept it when it's explained in a right and clear message. So remember, the customer or the potential customer is always right. Is that clear, Willie?
Yeah, and you said it, and you said something to my wife that she repeated to me the other day, is that the customer is never wrong, is that we have to show them how it's maybe another perspective that is.
That's right. Absolutely. But Willie, this is a taught skill. Some people do it better than others, easily, but we all must teach ourselves to use the right rhetoric, the right approach to handling people. Is absolutely vital.
Wow.
And it's just all these powerful things. Now, let me come back to the slam dunk.
Slam dunk, okay.
That wins you the sale every day. And that is, I used to always have stories up my sleeve of real-life cases that had taken place, that when people see the story, and I'll share one of the many stories I had, and one of the stories, and if I'm selling insurance or income protection or disability insurance, it doesn't matter, or health insurance, I would say, look, Willie, let me tell you a story. It's about my brother-in-law, in actual fact, so it's very close to me. My brother-in-law is married to my older sister and has 2 young children, and he ran a hydraulics business where he fixes jacks, so those jacks. And one Christmas, now in Australia, Christmas is real hot. We get 40 degrees down there Christmas, so that you wouldn't be able to relate to our Christmas at all. But anyway, on this... Oh,
by the way, folks, when he said 40 degrees, for those in America, that's Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Right. So that's about, Fahrenheit, that's what, about 90...
About 100 and something.
Yeah, right. There you go.
We have very hot Christmases. And anyway, this was actual fact. It was Christmas Day. And in the afternoon, because he runs his own business, as most people do that run their own business, there's never a clock going. They've got to do what they've got to do. And my brother-in-law, John, was going away for a holiday break with the family. He dashed down to the office and opened up the office. And when he got there, he's just trying to tidy up a few things because it's holiday time in Australia. We shut down on the 24th of December and don't open up again until about the 10th of January. So anyway, he noticed that there was a job that hadn't been completed, and the person was promised it. So he doesn't normally get his hands dirty, but he pulls out the angle grinder and starts to grind away at this jack to get it fixed while he's there on this very hot afternoon. The blade in the angle grinder exploded, and a piece of it pierced straight into the main artery on the inside of his leg.
Whoa. Up
in the fleshy part. You're probably you must be cringing as I speak.
Absolutely.
Well, he tells me the blood was squirting straight out, like squirting. Now, Because it's a hot day, no air conditioning in the factory, his blood is thin, he is bleeding to death in a heartbeat. At any rate, the thing has pierced his leg so badly, the entire left leg has become disabled, and he's now in a factory area on Christmas Day, no houses around, he doesn't have his mobile phone near him, so he sings out for help, hoping somebody can hear, and just so happened there was somebody 2 factories down, a bit like John, come into his factory on a Christmas Day when he shouldn't have been there, and he wanders up to find John bleeding to death right there on the floor. He backs up his car, he throws my brother-in-law in his car. When they got him to the hospital, he had no pulse, he had no blood pressure. He was basically dead. They revived him, they put blood back into him, they pumped much, like about 8 or 9 pints into his blood as time went on. My brother-in-law lived, Willie, but I'll tell you something, it took 10 months before he was well enough to go back to that factory and work again. And if it wasn't because of the income protection policy that he took through me, it would have completely made a mess of my sister and her mortgages and the work and the children's education and everything. But we put a complete protection over everything they'd worked so hard for.
Wow. That's a wild story.
Now, the reality is I got 5 stories like that, Willie.
Wow.
When you earn the right to tell the story, you don't need a close.
That's
because
right.
the power is so powerful. And again, it doesn't matter what you're selling. Everybody out there who's listening, who sell a product, there is a story inside your product. It could be vacuum cleaners. You might be able to have a story, a powerful story about the fact that, I don't know, it could affect people's health. The new vacuum cleaner you have cleans up people's health and what goes into their lungs. And it could be all sorts of stories. I don't know what it could be. But everybody's got a story that can be related to their product. Go and practice what that story is.
Absolutely.
And you will make more sales and be more successful than you've ever been before in your life.
Wow. Folks, I mean, you heard it. This is powerful. Tell the story and have them prepared for the sale. And I have done that. My son says the secret to my success is his dad is telling him stories and not disciplining him, but telling him stories so he can make wise choices. And as a speaker, I've told stories. You ever hear me speak? I tell stories. Folks, you're listening to The Willie Jolley Show. And for sure, we'll be right back. For sure, the best is yet to come.
Life had enough ups and downs. But Lord, since I met you, all that's changed in the blink of an eye. Now all my heart wants to do is fly. You put wings on my dreams and overcame my fear of heights. Now how high will I fly? If I dare to touch the sky, oh, I'm flying where eagles only wish they could soar. I'm flying 'cause I put my faith and trust in your love.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went, and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friends said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come.
You ask yourself what the future holds for you. Headline news got you scared. Like everyone else, you want peace and happiness. But is there any chance?
And we're back. This is Willie Jolley around the world, across America on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. And I want you to know I'm excited about this show. If you're just joining me, you're going to have to re-listen to this show over and over again because this is one of those shows. Real quick, you can reach Greg if you want to reach Greg at www.goko.com.au. So everybody make sure you put the .au on the end because that's the Australian website communication port, and it's goko.com.au. And you can get in touch with Greg as well as get some of the products he has, including some from this young guy named Willie Jolley. And also I want to encourage everybody to go to williejolly.com. If you're not on my newsletter, you should be. Sign up for my newsletter. Also go to our new website, jollygoodnews.org. jollygoodnews.org, and you can see excerpts from my speaking at the Crystal Cathedral. And Greg, you were there in that audience that day.
Unbelievable.
It was quite an event, quite an experience. So, well, Greg, we've talked about these 4 cycles for success, but you've got some more tips that I know that will bless people. Why don't you share them in this last segment we have?
Sure. And Willie, I love, I really do love sharing these things because I don't like to waste words. And if I'm going to say something, I know I've thought it through, and I know that these power moments here bring so much power to the sale. But I've got another one here. I told you that the 4 words, the 4 most powerful words you'll ever have in your arsenal. And I guess you've been wondering what they are.
I have been wondering since I got this note telling you what you're going to talk about. I said, I want to know the 4 most powerful words.
I can tell you, Willie, if you learn to master these words and you use them in the right time, you will get more people helping you, giving you instructions, giving you sales, giving you advice, giving you help. Doesn't matter what it is. I want you to write this down.
All right.
I need your help.
Wow.
Now, it doesn't matter. If you want something, it doesn't matter. It's amazing. People are wired to want to help people. People are wired. And people feel honored that somebody thinks that, hey, that person wants me to help them. That's nice. And it's the greatest disarmer. And I'll tell you where I used to use it a lot is that my business insurance was about meeting new customers. And I never cold called. I never picked the phone up. I never advertised. I didn't do that. I built a huge business that after I sold a program to a business or a family, I'd turn around to the managing director or to the husband and wife and say, Willie, I need your help. My business is about meeting new people. And I know the fact that you have taken this program, that you've accepted that what I've shared with you, there is a need, correct?
Right.
And so my business is about meeting new people. And if I could get your help with that, I'd really appreciate it. I got to tell you, they spit out names like a Gatling gun.
Wow. Wow. And folks, this is the key to success is referrals.
Yeah.
It's referrals.
Yeah.
Leads, referrals, network. You know, your network is determining your net worth is an old saying I love to use. And it's true. My relationships are what has built my success. And it all is tied up in saying that. That's powerful. I need your help in leads and referrals, people who could use what I do. I need your help.
Absolutely, because here's the other thing, Will. You think about this. I'll tell you how powerful it is. You watch this. If somebody rang your phone, you're a busy man, Willie, right?
Yes.
You're a busy man. Your phone's just rung. And this is what the person says that's ringing you up. He's ringing you up to sell you something, but you listen to this. Hi, Willie. My name's John Brown. And you go, G'day, John. Willie, Greg Owen asked me to give you a call.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you tell me, now that I've said Greg Owen asked me, or Les Brown asked me to give you a call.
He got my attention.
That's right, baby.
Absolutely.
He's got your attention.
Wow.
But you know, not only does he have your attention, but he has your respect.
Right.
See, if one of my associates or friends rang you and used my name that I told them to ring, out of respect for Greg Owen or respect for Les Brown, you will not rain on my parade with what I'm going to tell you.
Right.
Because you won't.
Right. Wow.
So see how powerful this is?
Wow, that's awesome. I need your help. Get you the referral. And referrals
Get the referral,
will get you the sale.
Always use the referrer's name, but ask the referrer. And Willie, you heard me the other night. You heard me in action when we were at I actually said to different people, how many times did you hear me say, you don't mind if I use your name?
Absolutely.
Didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Didn't miss, did I?
Not once.
I was like a trained puppy dog, mate. I was never missing the opportunity to make sure that they knew that I was going to use their name.
Wow. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Folks, I need your help. Now, Les Brown has a quote, and I shared it. He taught me years ago. He said, asking for help does not make you weak. It helps to keep you strong. I love that. Am I right about it? All right, so you've given us 4 powerful words, and you've told us about power stories. What other tips can you share with people about getting their business going, their success going, their wealth building? What else can you share?
I have a couple of other ones, and I'll keep a really big one to the end.
All right.
I'll keep the another big one to the end. But
we got about 5 minutes left in the interview, so go for it.
Okay, but here's something I'm going to tell to all people who sell, and I have trained hundreds, if not thousands, of salespeople inside my business. And I know this is going to sound very, very basic, but it's very important. It's called the Rule of 5. Have you ever heard of the Rule of 5?
I have not.
Oh, this has been interesting, Willie, today. The Rule of 5. It is, number 1, the first 5 seconds, the first 5 words, and the first 5 steps. Now listen to me what I'm trying to say here. First of all, the first 5 seconds. You know what that means?
What's that?
You better look okay. You better smell okay. You better work on your appearance. You brush your teeth. Put on the deodorant. I'm telling you, if you're in sales, you got to smell okay.
Absolutely.
Okay? It's very, very important. I know I'm around you and I and around each other a lot. One thing I've found, we both smell okay.
We smell okay, that's right. Absolutely.
But it's important.
That's right.
And and never stop working it. Now, the first 5 words, I mean, whatever comes out of your mouth, make sure you select it right. And how you say, hello, my name's Willie Jolley, or hello, nice to meet you, my name's Greg Owen. And you've got to say it with a bit of presence. And the first 5 steps, make sure you walk like you own the place, and that you don't slouch around, and you don't have. I mean, I see the way when Willie Jolley arrives in the room, you look like you own the place, and you've sold it and bought it back again. Now, why do you do that, Willie?
You know, I've learned that you got to think your way into a new way of acting and act your way into a new way of thinking. And you always got to act like you're somebody going somewhere to do something big and bold and exciting. I learned that years ago. And I decided I'm going to act like I'm God's child. I got something to do, and God has given me a gift to do it, and I'm going in with that kind of mindset.
You do. I know if you're walking in a hotel, out of a hotel, into Starbucks, you look like you own the place.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that's important because that presence, that ability is very, 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 very important. And let me tell you one quick story, and then I'll tell you my last phrase. I was with a young family. Have we still got 2 or 3 minutes?
We got 2 minutes.
Oh, good. We're with a young family, and I arrived at the front door, and I walk into the front door, and, of course, the wife is, you can see she's pregnant, and she's got 3 young children playing in the living room, and we get outside into the kitchen to do the presentation on selling life assurance to the wife. Anyway, and I said, oh, gee, it's going to be busy around here. She's the woman's just having kids left, right, and centre. Anyway, she sits down and whatever, and we go through the presentation, and she says, yes, I want to buy some life assurance on the wife. And I turned around and I said, well, look, it won't be a problem. We have to get some medical questions done. I said, even though you're pregnant, it won't be a problem, this going through. And she turned around and said, I'm not pregnant. Well, I learned I learned a lesson that day. I've got to now, stop it, Willie. Now, here's the big one.
All right,
here's
the big
one that I want everybody to remember. Every now and then, I want you to have a think day. Just go and think. Think about everything. Think about your planning, your life, what you want to retrieve, your goals, your objectives, how big you want to dream. And you must do it. You must have these think times where you turn the phone off, put the computer down, and there's you and a bit of paper. And that'll change your life.
Wow. That's absolutely right. And that's a good way to create wealth in your life, folks. That's the secret to success. Get away from all the hustle and bustle. Take some paper and write your dreams and goals and think. Woo! This is big. This is huge. This is fantastic. Well, I cannot thank my friend Greg Owen enough for coming on and being a part of this. Thank you, Greg, for being a part of this. You hit a home run, my friend.
Thanks, Willie. I always love being with you, and we look forward to another 25 years working together with you, mate.
Absolutely, mate. We're going to do big and bold things. Go to GoCo.com.au, folks, and check into Greg. Send him a note. Let him know what you thought about the interview, but also get some of his products. And go to WillieJolley.com for my products. Get on my newsletter and go to jollygoodnews.org, our new website, and be a part of our growth as we go to the next level. Thank you for being with us today. And remember, for sure, without a question in my mind, your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. God bless you. Have a great week.
Are you tired of crying and complaining? Tired of feeling like life don't treat you fair? Do you see so many others moving on while you're steady going nowhere? Have you maybe come to the conclusion that there's nothing at all that you can do? Well, just look in any mirror and you'll see who is really truly stopping you. My mind.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.